Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rosemount Irish boys swim and dive versus Lakeville South. We will get started here in about 8 minutes. Announcements will start shortly, and then we will have the national anthem, and then we will rock and roll with the first event, the 200-yard medley relay, junior varsity. Until then, my name is Carl Kinseth. I'm a parent, but I'm an ex-parent. My senior, Evan, graduated last year. I will be with you for this evening, and look forward to announcing this for you, and hopefully a good old win for the Rosemount Irish. Sorry, those of you who are on from Lakeville South. We'll talk to you in just a minute. Got our announcement started, but the Lakeville team hadn't made it out onto the deck yet, so we're just waiting for Lakeville South Cougars to join us on the deck, and we will get started. So we'll be right back with you shortly. Here they come. All right, now we can get going with announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, swimmers, divers, and coaches, good evening and welcome to Rosemount Middle School for tonight's South Suburban Conference meeting between the visiting Lakeville South Cougars and your hometown Rosemount Irish. This meeting is being conducted under the rules of the Minnesota State High School League, and we remind all participants, coaches, and fans to observe good sportsmanship throughout tonight's event. The officials for tonight's meeting are John Marshall and George Lynch. Leading the Cougars are captains Noah Lynn, Danny Fan, Dylan Fletemish, Alex Swinfeld, and Matthew Fletzel. The Cougars are coached by Rick Ringeisen, Tim Mitchell, Eric Knudsen, and Derek Bolton. Now for your hometown Rosemount Irish. Leading the Irish are captains Will Kerrigan, Tristan Timbus, and Matthew Warwick. Rosemount coaches. Rosemont's coaches are head coach Jake Kemna, assistant coaches Emily Gabriel and Jeff Nelson, diving coach Dan Monahan, and strength and conditioning coach Dr. Tim Conroy. For the courtesy of the swimmers and divers, we request that you turn your cell phones to silent mode and please be quiet at the beginning of each race and before each dive. Please, no flash photography. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, remove your caps, and sing along as we honor our nation, and those who serve defending our nation with the national anthem. Singing the national anthem tonight is Quinn Schroeder.
All right, that was Quinlan Schroeder singing our national anthem here at the Rosemount Irish Pool, the Rosemount Middle School. And we are about to get started here. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I've got some very finicky equipment. It's starting to show its age like me, so I'm hoping it holds up for the evening. If it freezes up or you lose your connection, please don't worry. I will try to get it back up as soon as I can. Hopefully it all goes. Hopefully we have the luck of the Irish behind us tonight.
Also, for all Rosemount senior parents, please pick up the senior boards for senior night at the locker rooms after the meeting.
Yes. Now you go. Okay, just... Nope, don't do it now. You got to wait. Sorry about that, folks. Here we go. This is event number 1, the boys 200-yard medley relay. This is the junior varsity. It is Lakeville only. In lane number 3, we have Brody Suby, Matt Pretzel, Nathan Hotchkiss, and Brody Moritz. Lakeville in lane number 5. I'm only showing 2 swimmers, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Might be only 2. They might have added a couple after the fact. But we've got Charlie Nan and Danny Fan in lane number 5. And it looks like we just have Charlie in lane number 5. Nobody else is swimming. So lane number 5 is done. Lane number 3 is now into the breaststroke leg. This is Matt Pretzel swimming right now. Lane 1 will be a little bit difficult to see. Got a few parents here with their heads in the way and people standing on the side. Nothing we can do about it. Into the water right now is Nathan Hotchkiss doing the butterfly leg of this 200 medley relay. And Nathan finishing up, and Brody Moritz in the water now for the freestyle and the last leg of the 200 medley relay, junior varsity. All right, finishing up at 217.70. Lakeville South in lane number 3. Now, event number 2, boys 200-yard medley relay.
Event 2, boys 200-meter relay, varsity, heat 1 qualifiers. Lakeville South.
Nope. All right, here we go. Again, event number 2, boys 200-yard medley relay. This is the varsity heat. Lane number 1 is Lakeville South C team, Isaac DeMaster, Aiden Wynn, Henry Breza, and Alex Winfelt. Lane 2 from Rosemount B team, Josh Soleil, Jackson Prius, Noah Sorensky, and Lucas Burton. Lane number 3 from Lakeville South A team, Grady Evanson, Ethan Labounty, Noah Cochran, and Gage Bushy. From the lane number 4, Rosemount A, Matthew Warwig, Quinlan Schroeder, Sawyer Smith, and Josh Sikorsky. And in lane number 5 is Lakeville South B team, Connor Zach, Brendan Matson, Alex Maroli, and Tyler Filstrom. Got a pretty good race here in the breaststrokers between Quinlan and Ethan. Now in lane number 3, the butterfly, Noah Cochran pulling out to a short lead. Sawyer Smith now about a body length behind for Rosemount. Noah is going to touch first, and into the water goes Gage. Gage is a very fast swimmer. I've been watching him for a number of years. And Lakeville South is going to take this 2 medley relay. Right behind him is Josh Sikorsky in lane number 4, still a little over a body length behind. And there it is, 139.31, followed by Rosemount at 142.11. That third position is going to be Lakeville over there in lane number 5 at 152.10. Top 3 relay score, 8-4-2. If you are keeping score at home, 8-4-2. So that would give Lakeville a 10-4 lead at this point in the meet. Regular events, individual events are scored 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 for sixth place. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Event 3, boys 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. Heat 1 of 1 finals.
This is event number 3, the boys 200-yard freestyle. This is the junior varsity heat. In lane number 1, again, this is an all Lakeville event. Dylan McHale in lane number 1. Lane number 3, Dylan Flotmesh from Lakeville. And in lane 5 is Brandon Clark. No times here for any of these 3 young men, which means they probably have not swam this competitively yet this year. I guarantee you they probably swam it in practice. Out with our early lead after 50 yards is Dylan in lane number 3. Again, apologies for lane number 1. There's nothing I can do about it. Wish I could. Wish I had a camera that could hit that spot for you, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Coming up at the 100, Dylan flipping at 107. Next up in lane number 5, it looks like, will be Brandon. He will be turning at 118, 119.2. And then Dylan, lane number 1. Both of those two have 100 yards left to go. 8 lengths to the pool in total. All right, 50 yards left for Dylan and Brandon. Dylan McHale, that is, and Brandon Clark. Dylan Flotmesh here is about to finish up and does so at 216.52. Finishing up in lane number 5, Brandon at 247.69. And in lane number 1, Dylan McHale at 253.23. Up next is event number 4, the boys 200-yard freestyle. This is the varsity heat.
Event 4, boys 200-yard freestyle varsity heat 1.
We're going to see a quick swim or two here out of Gage, I'm sure, tonight. We've got Carter Nesbitt from Lakeville South in 1, Nolan Hansen from Rosemount in 2, Gage Bushy in 3 from Lakeville South. Lane 4 will be Will Durfee from Rosemount. Lane 5, Brendan Beach from Lakeville South. And in lane 6, Cooper Pedersen from Rosemount. Gage out at the 50 at 25.23. Pool record here is 143.72. Set by Gagner from Minnetonka a long time ago. That record has been up there for a large number of years. Comes Gage in at the 100 mark at 53 or so, 27.94 for that 50. Couple body length lead here on Will Durfee. Will's getting a good challenge out of lane 5, Brendan Beach. 2 lengths left to go for Gage. Turning at 29.88 on that 50. Will has started to push his lead a little bit more over lane number 5, Brendan Beach. And there we come into the final stretch here for Gage. And hits the wall at 152.60, followed by Will at 156.44, and Brendan in lane number 5 at 2 minutes, 0.30. Got about 25 people watching the video right now, or watching the live stream, I should say. This is live. This is not Memorex. If you want to do some shout outs, I'll do the best I can. It doesn't matter if it's Lakeville South or if it's Rosemount. And lane number 6, 232.04, Cooper Pedersen from Rosemount. That does it for the 200 free varsity. We'll move on next to event number 5, the junior varsity boys, 200-yard IM. This looks to be an all Lakeville South event again. Looks like my timing camera has given up the ghost here. I will try to fix that if I can. There we go. That was totally luck, I'll tell you that right now. All right, all three hitting the wall here at about the same time. Nathan Hotchkiss in lane number 1, Aiden Wynn in 3, and Brody Suby in 5. All neck and neck here at the backstroke. Still pretty even. Lane number 5, Brody's got about a half a body length lead as they turn into the breaststroke. All three now into the breaststroke leg. Aiden has caught up here a bit to be almost even with Brody out there in lane number 5, and may have even pulled ahead here a little bit. They're going to touch almost here at the same time, but it is Aiden with a little bit of a lead. Let's see how the freestyle fans out here. Nathan turning now into his freestyle. All right, lane number 3, 234.65. Aiden with the first place. Lane number 5 in the second position at 236.61. That is Brody Suby. And touching right now in lane number 1, Nathan at 248.87. Up next, we have event number 6, boys 200-yard IM. This is the varsity heat. All right, lane number 1, we have Isaac DeMaster from Lakeville South. Lane 2, Matthew Warwig from Rosemount. Lane 3, Ethan Labauty from Lakeville South. Lane 4, Sullivan Labno from Rosemount. Lane 5, Brendan Matson from Lakeville. And in lane 6, Quinlan Schroeder from Rosemount. Early leaders are Matthew Warwig in lane 2 and Ethan Labauty in 3. Matthew is going to touch first. Matthew's got a rock star backstroke. Just came back from a trip to Winter Juniors down in Austin, Texas. Had a good meet down there in the 100 and 200 backstroke. And you will more than likely see him pull away here in the backstroke leg. Pretty big lead now for Matthew in lane number 2. Into the breaststroke leg he goes. Still followed by Ethan in lane number 3 and Sullivan in lane number 4. Ethan pulling in on that breaststroke now. Matthew's still got about a half a body length, so it's going to come down to the freestyle here. And they are less than a half a body length now. And Ethan, great turn, straight underwater. And it is a fight to the finish here in lane 2 and 3 between Matthew and Ethan. They're going to flip exactly the same time. Ethan comes out a little bit ahead off that turn. And still a little bit too close to call, but it looks like Ethan might grab this one here. And he does in lane number 3 at 1:59.05. Matthew at 1:59.33. Sullivan's going to touch into third at 2:05.87. Again, those points are 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 if you are keeping track at home. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up next, we have the junior varsity of the boys, 50-yard freestyle. This is event number 7. All right, Danny Fan in lane number 1 from Lakeville. Lane 2, Winston Larson from Rosemount. Lane 3, Henry Breza, Lakeville. Lane 4, Ethan Connolly, Rosemount. Lane 5, Alex Winfeld from Lakeville South. And in lane 6, Noah Baker from Rosemount. It's like lane number 3, Henry is going to take this one. Looks like he's having a pretty good swim. And touches at 25.34. Second position out there in lane number 5, Alex Winfeld with that 27.88 and 31.89. Lane number 4 is the third position, and that is Ethan Connolly from Rosemount. Up next is the varsity event of the 50 freestyle, event number 8. Lane number 1, Noah Lind from Lakeville South. Lane number 2, Noah Sorensky from Rosemount. 3, Noah Cochran from Lakeville. 4, Josh Sikorsky from Rosemount. 5, Alex Morelli, Lakeville. And in lane 6, Dylan Everett from Rosemount. We got a tight race between 3, 4, and 5 here. It's going to be close, close, close. Lane number 4, yes, at 23:22. That is Josh Sikorsky. Bookend on either side. Lane number 3 and lane number 5, Noah Cochran and Alex Morelli. All right, we are going to transition to diving. We're going to have some fun here. We have last year's Minnesota State High School state champion in Lucas Gurton. We'll be diving tonight. KSTP was here a little bit earlier and did a little expose on Lucas. It's kind of fun to see. He is a treat to watch, and he has improved so much from last year on that state championship performance. So hang with us. I'm going to go on mute, and we should only be a few more minutes, and we'll get started with diving. Thanks. Okay, we are going to get started with diving. Our first diver is Alex Shannon with a 101A front dive straight, 1.4. Please be quiet for diving. Thank you. Scores 4, 4, 4.5. Next is Zach Manwaran, 301C reverse dive tuck, 1.6. Scores 5, 5.5, 5.5. Brecken McGill, a 302C reverse somersault tuck, 1.6. Scores 4, 4, and 4. Lucas Gerton, 301B reverse dive pike, 1.7. Again, Lucas was the 2021-2022 state champion last year at the Minnesota State High School League. Scores 4, 4.5, 6. Porter Woodson, 301B reverse dive pike, 1.7. Scores 4.5, 5, 5.5. Starting round number 2, Alex, 201A back dive straight, 1.7. Scores 3.5, 4, and 4. Zach with a 302C reverse somersault tuck, 1.6. Scores 4, 4, 4.5. Brecken with a 103C front, 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. Scores 4.5, 4.5, 5. Lucas with a 105B front, 2.5 somersault pike, 2.6. Scores 6.5, 6.5, 7. Porter with a 403B inward, 1.5 somersault pike, 2.4. Scores 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Starting round number 3, Alex with a 102C front somersault tuck, 1.4. Scores 3.5, 4.5, 3.5. Zach with a 104C front 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. Scores 4, 4, and 4. Brecken, 202A back somersault straight, 1.7. Scores 3, 3.5, 4.5. Lucas, 303B reverse 1.5 somersault pike, 2.4. Scores 3.5, 4.5, 6. Porter, 203B back 1.5 somersault pike, 2.3. Scores 4, 5, and 4. Starting round number 4, Alex with a 202C back somersault tuck, 1.5. Scores 3.5, 4, and 3. Zach, 403C inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. Scores 5, 5, 5.5. Brecken, 401C inward dive tuck, 1.4. Scores 3.5, 4, 4.5. Lucas, 5134D front 1.5 somersault 2 twist free, 2.6. Scores 5.5, 6, 6.5. Porter, 105C, forward, 2.5 somersault tuck, 2.4. Scores 6.5, 6, 6.5. Starting round number 5 is Alex with a 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. Scores 4, 4, and 4. Zach with a 203C, back 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.0. Scores 4, 4.5, 5. Brecken, 51-21D, forward somersault, half twist free, 1.7. Scores 4, 4, and 4. Lucas, 403B, inward, 1.5 somersault pike, 2.4. Scores 7.5, 7.5, 7. Porter, 51-34D, forward 1.5 somersault, 2 twist free, 2.6. Scores 4, 6, 5.5. Starting our final round of diving, Alex with a 52-11A, back back half twist straight, 1.8. Scores 3, 3.5, 4. Zach, 51-22D, front somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9. Scores 4.5, 4.5, 4. Brecken, 51-22D, forward somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9. Scores 3.5, 3, 3.5. Lucas, 405C, inward, 2.5 somersault tuck, 3.1. Scores 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Our final dive of the evening, Porter with a 52-33D. Back, 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist, free, 2.5. Scores 5, 5.5, 5. This concludes diving. There will be about a 10-minute break, and we will start back up with the 100 butterfly. And I have lost the main camera, so I got to work on that. If for some reason it goes south on you, I will be back. I don't think you'll have to restart the stream, but I'll do my best. Otherwise, I do have a backup camera. Apologies, but I'll be working on it. Again, about a 10-minute break for those of you online as they put the lane line back in and they do some warm-up before the junior varsity. Actually, is there a junior varsity 100 fly? There is. So all Lakeville South junior varsity 100 butterfly. If you are still with us, we do have Chuck-a-Duck first. This is a kind of a weird raffle. They raffle off or you buy ducks, little floating ducks that normally most people would keep in their bathtub. But you buy a duck and then they throw them all in here after diving. You can see them down there momentarily with the basket. Let's see if I can show you this. Lucas is getting up on the board right now with the basket of ducks. And he'll throw them all in, and then he'll dive in and grab one, and that will be your winner for the evening. So let the weirdness progress. Sounds like Allison LaBounty was our first winner for the evening. Sounded like a Subway gift card. Number 31. Kylie Childs is our second winner. And what was that gift card? The warehouse. Oh, her gym. Okay. Next is a gift card to Punch Pizza. And 36. Jen Olson from Rosemount. Those are your three winners for the evening. We'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Thanks. All right, diving scores are in. I'll get my glasses on. I've also got the hiccups, which doesn't do anybody any good because mine are fairly obnoxious sometimes. We'll get through this the best I can. Our exhibition, Alex Shannon from Lakeville South scored a 104.6. On the varsity side, in fourth place was Brecken McGill from Lakeville South at 124.1. In third place was Zach Van Warren from Rosemount High School at 157.8. Second place, Porter Woodson from Lakeville South with 226.85. And in first place tonight, Lucas Gerton from Rosemount with a 262.11. That does it for diving for the evening. And we are about to get going again here on the junior varsity 100-yard butterfly. Again, diving is scored the same as a swimming individual event, 6-4, 3-2-1.
Event 11, boys, 100-yard butterfly, junior varsity, heat 1.
Here we go. This is an all Lakeville event. So we've got lane 1, 3, 4, and 5. So, lane 1, Nathan Hotchkiss from Lakeville South. Lane 3, Matt Pretzel from Lakeville South. Lane 4, Dylan Flotmish, Lakeville South, weirdly enough. And in lane 5, Dylan McHale from none other than Lakeville South. We have a shout out from the Sikorskis and the Froms watching from Puerto Rico. Go Irish. Now, I know there's a Sikorsky swimming today. There's Josh. Hopefully that's not mom and dad basking in the sunshine and the warm ocean breezes and left their poor kid here at home. Have to be some pretty good gifts when they get home. The 75 100 fly, lane 3 and 4, turning pretty much at the same time. That is Matt and Dylan Flotmesh. Lane number 1 on his way back in is Nathan Hotchkiss. Looks like lane 4, Mr. Flotmesh is going to take this heat. And he does. At 115.32. Second place, 118.72. Third place, 122.47. And that goes to Nathan down in lane number 1. Coming under the flags now in lane number 5, that is Dylan McHale. He will touch at 145.12. Up next is your varsity heat, event number 12 of the boys' 100-yard butterfly. Lane 6 will be empty for this. Lane number 1 is Tyler Pilstrom from Lakeville South. Lane 2, Josh Soleil from Rosemount. Lane 3, Noah Cochran, Lakeville South. Lane 4, Sawyer Smith, Rosemount. And lane 5, Noah Lind from Lakeville South. Right now, lane number 3 is your leader, Noah Cochran. Noah's got a very nice, strong-looking butterfly out at 25.24, followed by his teammate in lane number 5, who is Noah Lind at 27.58. And Noah is going to win this one handily at 54.06. Coming in second is his teammate in lane number 5, Noah Lind, at 1 minute .53. I'm sorry, at 59.11. followed by lane number 4, Sawyer Smith at 1 minute .53. Up next is event number 13, the boys 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. Should be a full heat. Looks like all 6 are here. Got Brody Moritz in lane number 1 from Lakeville South. Lane number 2, Ethan Connolly from Rosemount. Lane 3, Aiden Wynn from Lakeville South. Lane 4, Cooper Pedersen, Rosemount. Lane 5, Brandon Clark, Lakeville South. And lane 6, Noah Baker from Rosemount. Good lead right at the 50 here is Aiden Wynn from Lakeville, turning at 30.51. He's got a couple body length lead on his teammate in lane number 1, Brody Moritz. And Aiden is going to take this one without any issue. At 102.98. Lane number 1, 109.21. That is Brody Moritz taking that second spot. And in third position in lane 4 at 110.85 is Cooper Pedersen. All right, event 14, boys 100-yard freestyle. This is the varsity heat. Lane number 1 is Connor Zach from Lakeville. Lane number 2, Noah Sorensky from Rosemount. Lane 3, Grady Evenson, Lakeville. Lane 4, Josh Sikorsky, Rosemount. Lane 5, Alex Morelli, Lakeville South. And in lane 6, Jackson Press from Rosemount. Got a pretty good race in 3, 4, and 5 right now. That's Grady, Josh, and Alex. Flipping right around that mid-24. A little bit of a gallop there in lane number 3 is Grady Evenson from Lakeville. Turning first at the 75. But he is getting a challenge out of Josh in lane number 4. Josh is running out of room. It's going to be close, but it is lane number 3, 51.11. Grady, lane number 4, 2/10 behind him at 51.31 is Josh Sikorsky. And in that third position at 54 seconds flat, Alex Morelli. Up next, event number 16, the varsity boys 500-yard freestyle. There is no junior varsity event here. Lane number 1, Carter Nesbitt out of Lakeville. Lane 2, Nolan Hansen from Rosemount. 3, Gage Bushy, Lakeville South. Lane 4, Will Durfee, Rosemount. And lane 5, Alex Winfeld, Lakeville South. The pool record here for the 500 freestyle is 436.95. Pool record for that 100 freestyle was 47.3, and the pool record for the 100 butterfly was 49.73 by Andrew Trepanier from Lakeville North. And a few years ago, not too long ago, Andrew is probably a I don't know, junior or senior maybe, up at Michigan, if he's still there, last I checked. Gage out to the first 4 lengths, 100 freestyle, flipping at 28.49. It's 20 lengths of the pool. And if you can see the far end over there, you'll see the boys have counters going into the water to tell the guys in the water where they're at. Coming up on the 200 here is Gage in lane number 3. It's going to be under the 2-minute mark here by quite a bit. Flipping about 154.22 for the 200. Will in lane number 4, 202 for that first 200. And in that third position at 207 in lane number 2 is Nolan Hansen. We got a shout out for the Lakeville team from Paul and Maggie Suby from Florida. Go Brody. Brody's coming up here in the 100 breaststroke junior varsity in just a few events. For Gage, that was the 300 mark, so he has 7 lengths left to go. Again, if you're not familiar with the 500, 20 lengths of the pool with 2 lengths left. The swimmer in the lead will get the bell ringing from the lead referee. 4 lengths left to go here for Gage, and Will for that matter, when he makes his turn here in lane number 4. So Gage is going to get the bell. And we can show you that here. See the ref coming up behind lane number 3. And there goes the bell. 2 lengths left of the pool for Gage and for Will. Gage is going to be pretty close to that 5-minute mark. He's just going to be just a little bit over. Coming in at 5:01.93. Will touching second here in lane number 4 at 5:09.45. And everybody else here has still about 2 or more lengths left to go. And lane number 2, 5:25.02. That is Nolan Hansen.
Nolan. 'Nolan. 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 '
Lane number 1 at 5:47.57. That is Carter Nesbitt. And with about 5 yards left to go in lane number 5, Alex Winfelt from Lakeville at 6:02.28.
Event 17, boys 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity heat 1-1. Lane 3, Lakeville South. Danny Fan.
So event number 17, the boys 200-yard free relay, junior varsity. It's like we've only got 3 swimmers from Lakeville South for a 4-swimmer relay. Got Danny Fan in going first, Dylan McHale going second, and Brody Moritz going in the 3rd position. We used to call them ghost runners in baseball when we didn't have enough people to finish a baseball game. So maybe that's a ghost swimmer out there in lane or in the 4th position. Some of the younger people listening will think I'm crazy. Some of the older people might remember the ghost runners in baseball. Maybe they still have them. I don't know. I'm getting to the point now where I have to worry about breaking hips if I start playing baseball. So again, throw your shout outs if you wish. I will read them out loud if I hear them or if I see them. It's our 3rd position here. That's Brody Moritz going into the water right now. And finishes that one up at 31.49. A 200 free relay pool record here at Rosemount is 128.07. That's an older record. Eric Ertl is in that one, so it's probably going to be around 1999, 2000, somewhere in there. And this is event 18, boys 200-yard freestyle relay varsity. Lakeville South C in lane number 1, Dylan Flotmish, Brandon Clark, Carter Nesbitt, and Alex Winfelt. Lane 2, the Rosemount B team, Jackson Priest, Dylan Everett, Lucas Gerton, and Nolan Hansen. In lane 3 is the Lakeville South A team, Alex Morelli, Noah Cochran, Noah Lind, and Ethan LaBounty. Lane 4, the Rosemount A team, Sullivan Labno, Quinlan Schroeder, Josh Sikorsky, and Will Durfee. Lane 5, Lakeville South B, Isaac DeMaster, Brendan Beach, Henry Breza, and Tyler Pilstrom. And in lane 6, the Rosemount C team of Cooper Pedersen, Winston Larson, Noah Baker, and Ethan Connolly. We got a good race between 3 and 4 here. We're going into the 3rd leg of this 2 free relay. Lane 3 with a slight lead right now. That's going to be Noah Lind in the water against Josh Sikorsky in lane number 4. And pulling away right now in lane number 4 is Noah Lind. I'm sorry, in lane number 4 is Josh Sikorsky. And the final swimmers are into the water for lanes 3 and 4. It's going to be a good race to the end here. We've got Ethan LaBounty in 3 and Will Durfee in 4. They flip at pretty much the same time. Ethan is caught up and passed Will. It looks like Lakeville is going to take the 200 free varsity. And there it is at 133.61. Again, relay score 8-4-2. Oh, I called out Brody Suby for the 100 breaststroke. I was wrong. I'm sorry. He's up next in the 100-yard backstroke, junior varsity. So, Florida, Brody, Brody's family. Take a look. Here he comes right now in lane number 3. 100 backstroke junior varsity is going to be a all Lakeville event. Lane number 1, Charlie Nan. Lane 3, Brody Suby. And lane 5, Matt Pretzel. And it looks like no Charlie in lane number 1, so we have just lanes 3 and 5. Brody moving right along in lane number 3 with a good turnover on his backstroke, good arm movement. Nice flip turn at 34.67. Goal in the backstrokes, keep that arm speed going, also called turnover. And Brody is going to win the JV heat here at 110.74. And lane number 5, Matt Pretzel at 116.28. Vet 20, the boys 100-yard backstroke varsity coming up. Lane 1 is going to be Connor Zach. Lane 2, Sawyer Smith from Rosemount. 3, Grady Evenson, Lakeville. Lane 4, Matthew Warwig, Rosemount. Lane 5, Brendan Matson, Lakeville South. And in lane 6, Josh Soleil from Rosemount. Matthew out to an early lead on the first 25, about a full body length right now. I'm going to turn at 26.30. Widening his lead now. His bookend by Lakeville South in 3 and 5. It's Grady and Brendan. But Matthew is going to walk away with this 100 backstroke win tonight. At 53.28. Got a shout out from Valen in Canada for Rosemount. Go Ethan Connolly. Canada might be the only place a little bit colder than us right now, depending on where you are. This is the 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity. Lane 1, Brody Moritz from Lakeville. Lane 2, Winston Larson from Rosemount. Lane 3, Danny Fan, Lakeville South. Lane 4, Dylan Everett, Rosemount. Dylan with a pretty good lead here in lane number 4. Turning at 38.28. Dylan finishing up first at 121.13. Second place is going to go to, looks like lane number 3 at 131.70, followed by lane 2, 131.75 and 131.94. Nice close race there for second, third, and fourth. Varsity's up next. Isaac DeMaster will be in lane number 1 from Lakeville. Sullivan Labno in 2, Rosemount. Lane 3, Ethan LeBounty, Lakeville. Lane 4, Quinlan Schroeder, Rosemount. Lane 5, Brendan Beach, Lakeville South. And lane 6, Jackson Price. Price, maybe somebody online can tell me, but he is from Rosemount. Pretty good race right now between lanes 3 and 4, Ethan and Quinlan. We're going to see who has the better back half of the 100 breaststroke here. Ethan looks very strong with a really nice looking stroke. About a quarter of a body length lead on Quinlan in lane number 4. Quinlan's made a little bit of a move. And they are almost neck and neck. This is going to be a great finish. Quinlan really making a push here in lane number 4, and he does it at 59.15, followed by Ethan at 59.48. Nice race, boys. That was awesome. Sullivan finishing up in lane number 2 in the third position at 107.89. What a great race. All right, we got one event left. We got the event number 23 and 24. Two different event numbers, same event, 400 freestyle relay, junior varsity coming up. Be just Lakeville. Great in-season time there for Quinlan. Be sub 1 minute this early on. That's going to look good for sections, that's for sure. Nice job to him. This is Lakeville South again in lane number 3, the 4 free relay. It's 100 yards of freestyle for each individual swimmer. Nathan Hotchkiss in the water right now. He'll be followed by Brandon Clark, Dylan McHale, and Matt Pretzel. Thanks for hanging with us here tonight. It's our first live broadcast of the season for Rosemount boys. I'm not going to say anything about the technology because I don't want to jinx it, which will happen. So far, everything's working very nicely. And I hope you are enjoying it. I spoke too soon. My other camera just gave it up. Luckily, I'm not using that one right now. It's kind of my backup camera. I just need to stop talking about technology. All right, got that one back working again, so we have a backup at least. All right, we are on the second leg of this for free relay. So this is Brandon Clark in the water. He's finishing up his 100. And next in will be Dylan McHale. All right, third leg finishing up right now. Dylan McHale. And Matt Pretzel is going to be our final swimmer for this junior varsity for free relay. And off he goes. .50 yards left to go, 2 lengths of the pool. Matt out at a 30.55. And finishes up 4:44.53 for the Lakeville South Junior Varsity. Up next is the final event of event number 24, the boys 400-yard freestyle relay. We're using lanes 1 through 5, 6 is empty. Lane number 1 is the Lakeville South C team of Tyler Pilstrom, Aiden Wynn, Dylan Flotmesh, and Brody Subi. Lane 2, the Rosemount B team of Noah Srensky, Cooper Pedersen, Josh Soleil, and Nolan Hansen. Lane 3, Lakeville South A, Noah Lind, Grady Evenson, Brendan Matson, and Gage Bushi. Lane number 4 from Rosemount A team, Matthew Warwig, Will Durfee, Sawyer Smith, and Sullivan Labno. Lane 5, Lakeville South B, Carter Nesbitt, Henry Breza, Connor Zach, and Brendan Beach. Matthew Warwig has a big lead on the first leg of this for free relay right now. Coming in on the 100. It's going to be about right around that 50 point. 50.54 for Matthew. Nice swim for him. Will Durfee into the water right now for Rosemont. Lakeville South in lane number 3, Grady Evenson into the water. Will finishing up the second leg here. And in lane number 4, into the water goes Sawyer Smith. Lakeville's Brendan Matson now hitting the water in lane number 3. Camera's acting up a little bit. I apologize. I shouldn't have said anything. I just should not have said anything. Sawyer Smith finishing leg number 3 and into the water for Rosemount goes Sullivan Labno. And Gage Bushy, sorry about that. Gage Bushy in lane number 3 for the final leg for Lakeville South in lane number 3. Sullivan with about a half a pool length lead on Gage. Gage is going his hardest here, trying to make up some room. But there is just not enough time and space here to do that. So Rosemount will take the 4-free relay at 3:29.30. That pool record is 3:12.80. Again, that was a Minnetonka team. Probably back in the late to mid 80s, somewhere in there. Probably a team with Jeff Dragston on it, who would have been sometime in the mid to late 80s. Irish team in lane number 2 still has another 30 yards to go or so. There's Nolan Hansen in the water right now. Lane number 1, Lakeville South. Brody Suby finishing up. And here comes Nolan. And when he touches, that will do it for the events for tonight. And there it is. All right, 400 freestyle relay is complete, as is the meet between Lakeville South and Rosemount Irish. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We will probably be back for the next Rosemount home meet live stream. We'll see how my equipment holds up here. But I want to thank you again for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed.